What if I never achieve my dreams? What if your greatest fear isn't failure? What if your greatest fear is discovering that you spent your whole life preparing for a future that never arrives? And what if that fear is already controlling your life? Some people are not afraid of hard work. They are afraid of reaching the end of their lives and wondering, was all of this enough? Maybe that is you. You keep moving. You keep trying. You keep hoping. But somewhere deep inside, a quiet question follows you everywhere. And that is, what if I never achieve my dreams? Not out loud, not where people can hear it, but you always ask yourself this question in those silent moments when nobody is watching. When the noise fades, when the distractions stop, that question returns. And it hurts. It really hurts. Imagine a woman named Sarah. Every morning, Sarah wakes up carrying a future version of herself in her mind. The successful version, the healed version, the version that finally made it. She tells herself, when I get there, then I'll relax. When I get there, then I'll be happy. When I get there, then I'll feel worthy. Years pass. She works harder, learns more, sacrifices more, pushes herself further. But something strange happens. Every time she gets closer to one dream, another one appears. Every mountain reveals a taller mountain. Every destination becomes another starting line. One night, exhausted, she sits alone and realizes something she never expected. The dream isn't the only thing she's been chasing. She's been chasing permission. Permission to finally feel enough. Permission to finally feel valuable. Permission to finally feel rest. And suddenly, the question changes. It's no longer, what if I never achieve my dreams? Now it becomes, what if I never feel worthy without them? That question cuts deeper because many people aren't terrified of failure. They are terrified of what failure might say about who they are. Most people believe their suffering comes from not having what they want. But sometimes suffering comes from believing that who they are right now is not enough. We think the dream is carrying the pressure, but often the pressure comes from the identity attached to it. We secretly tell ourselves, if I achieve this, then I matter. If I achieve this, then I belong. If I achieve this, then people will finally see me. But what happens when your entire sense of worth becomes tied to a future that has not arrived? Something deeper begins to break. Dear friend, This is where many people live, not in the present, not in the future, but trapped between them, always becoming, never being, always improving, never appreciating, always striving, never arriving. You celebrate achievement for 5 minutes, then move the goalpost. You accomplish something meaningful, then immediately focus on what is missing. You compare your chapter 3 to someone else's chapter 30. You scroll through other people's victory and quietly question your own value. And eventually, you become exhausted, not because life is hard, but because you are carrying the impossible burden of proving your worth every single day. No human soul was designed to live under that weight. Dear friend, ancient wisdom once taught that a tree does not spend its life worrying about becoming a tree. It simply grows slowly, quietly, patiently. The oak tree does not compare itself to the river. The river does not compare itself to the mountain. Nature grows without shame. Yet, human beings often spend years fighting themselves, trying to bloom before their season, trying to force what can only unfold, trying to become worthy instead of realizing they already are. Perhaps wisdom is not found in becoming more. Perhaps wisdom is remembering what was never missing. You know, dear friend, the fear of never achieving your dreams is rarely about the dream itself. The deeper fear is this: if I don't achieve it, will my life still matter? That is the wound. That is the hidden fear. The nervous system begins treating achievement like survival. The mind starts believing, I must become someone else before I deserve peace. And from that moment forward, life becomes an endless audition. You are no longer living. You are constantly trying to earn the right to exist. No dream can heal that wound, because the wound was never about success. It was about worthiness. Here is the truth many people spend decades searching for. Your dream can add to your life, but it cannot define your value. Because value is not something you achieve. It is something you already possess. Long before the applause, long before the recognition, long before the success, there's a reason this scripture continues to touch hearts across generations. It says, "Be still and know that I am God." Notice what it doesn't say. It does not say achieve more and no. No. It does not say prove yourself and no. Or become famous and no. It says be still. Because sometimes truth becomes visible only when the struggle to prove yourself becomes quiet. And in that stillness, many people discover something extraordinary. They were enough before the world told them otherwise. Dear friend, tonight, I want you to do something different. This is the solution. Tonight, try something different. Do not imagine meeting the successful version of yourself. Just imagine meeting yourself at 80 years old. Imagine sitting together. You ask them, did we achieve every dream? Maybe they smile. Maybe they say no. But then ask yourself something unexpected. Would they be proud of your bank account or your courage? Would they remember every goal or every moment you kept going when life became difficult? Would they admire your perfection or your persistence? The benefit of this exercise is powerful. It shifts your focus from outcomes to character, from achievement to meaning, from fear to perspective. Many people discover that what they truly wanted was not success. They wanted a life they could respect, and that changes everything. It makes you to be content with what you have and where you are. So long as you were pushing and moving forward, you were happy with where you've gotten to. It's not about being success and achieving billions and all that, but just being at peace and happy with where you've gotten to. Dear friend, a river never reaches the ocean by worrying about the ocean. It reaches the ocean by flowing. Did you get that? One moment at a time. One turn at a time. One obstacle at a time. The river does not panic because it cannot see the destination. It trusts movement. Maybe life works the same way. My dear friend, if you are carrying the fear that you may never achieve your dreams, you are not alone. Millions of people are carrying that fear quietly. Some hide it behind ambition. Some hide it behind busyness. Some hide it behind constant productivity. But beneath all of it, it is a human heart wanting reassurance, wanting to know itself, wanting to know its life better. And maybe it does. Not because of what you accomplish, but because of who you become while trying. There's no shame in wanting beautiful things. There's no shame in having dreams. Just don't forget yourself while chasing them. Don't forget that you have a purpose, you have a mission, you have a calling. So that once a while you pause and ask, is this where I am supposed to be? Is this where I'm supposed to be? Is this my calling? Maybe the question was never, what if I never achieve my dreams? Maybe the deeper question is, if the dream disappeared tomorrow, could I still recognize my own worth? Sit with that, my dear friend, not for answer, just for a moment, because sometimes the peace you've been searching for is hidden inside a question you were afraid to ask. I want to hear from you. What part of this felt like your life? Have you ever tied your worth to a future achievement? And if your biggest dream never happened, what part of you will still remain? Share your experience in the comment section so that someone reading can pick an inspiration from. Thanks so much, my dear friend, for joining me. I am P. Zipporah.